Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 16 in season number 3 of the Napa Truck Series. We are here at the Phoenix International Raceway for the Circle K 150. This is the last race in the round of what is now 6 drivers left in the chase. Unfortunately, suspensions had to be given out, and that's all I'm saying, though. So we're now down to 6 drivers left in the chase grid, but only 4 of them will advance on to the final 4 at Homestead to battle for a championship on Friday. But first, we got to determine which 4 drivers will get it done. We got a chase driver starting on the pole here for this race. That's Marty Johnson in the number 4. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know how the points are going heading into this race. Jack Porkins is probably going to make it on. He comes into this race 24 points ahead of the cutoff mark. That's pretty good there. But the rest of the guys, they're all pretty close. You got Cookie Helms, only 6 points ahead. Marty Johnson and Stuart Gratton are both only 4 points ahead. Alex Bonsignor, 4 points out. And Landon Napa, he needs a lot to get done here if he wants to make it on. Landon Napa, is, you can do the math here, 29 points behind the cutoff mark. That's quite a bit there. Oh, sorry, my bad. 19. I'm sorry. He's 19 points off the cutoff mark. But still, I think if Landon Napa were to advance on, he'd have to win this race. So the big question, the big thing we're going to be looking at is which 3 drivers between Cookie Helms, Marty Johnson, Stuart Gratton, and Alex Bonsignor will make it in, because between those 4 guys, it's really close. Only unless Landon Napa wins this race or gets a good finish and all those other guys finish really deep in the field, and I'm pretty sure Jack Borkin's is going to make it in, it's going to be between those 4 guys right there. We're going to have to see what happens as this race goes along. It's 23 laps of action. Let's get these guys to roll off here in the Circle K 150 at Phoenix. It's Marty Johnson starting on the pole in the number 4. Alongside him, it's Nicholas Samadio in the number 88. Zachary Fitzwater and Trey Bartow in row number 2. Last winner in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, Matt Tuck, alongside Henry Charleston in row number 3. Tristan Walker and Cody Smart in row number 4. Stuart Gratton, the chase driver, comes into this race 4 points to the good. He's going to start 9th in row number 5 alongside Bryce Lofor. At the number 11 of Cameron Black and the 02 of John Andrews, the 00 Elijah Gordon, and the 28 of Tyler O'Riddy. Go ahead and try to get to the chase drivers in the field here. There's Bonsignor, there's Cookie Helms. Got the number 10 of Landon Napa and Jack Porkins back in there as well. And those are the 6 chase drivers still left. 2 of them will not be in the final 4, but the other 4 will be. Let's see which 4 make it in the Circle K 150. The pace truck is pulled off, and we're racing here at Phoenix. Marty Johnson, if he were to win, he'd lock his spot on to the final 4. That's the case for all the chase drivers. Marty Johnson's going to hold off Fitzwater and Matt Tuck from 5th place, going for 2nd now underneath the 78 there. And the 98's going to be able to do it. He's going to get a run to the inside on Marty Johnson, but Johnson's going to get the run on the outside. And it's going to be Marty Johnson who leads lap 1 here at Phoenix. Here comes Zachary Fitzwater in the 78, pushing Matt Tuck to the lead. And the 98's going to take it from the 4. Tristan Walker back in here in the 23. The defending champion won't win the championship this season, unfortunately, because he's not in the chase. But he'd like to get a win before the season closes out. You got Stuart Gratton. The way they're running right now, Gratton's good to go. Marty Johnson's good to go. It's just going to come down between Alex Bonsignor and Cookie Helms, I think, at this point. Helms is 6 points ahead of Bonsignor, so right now the 2 guys who would be eliminated would be Napa and Bonsignor. But if Bonsignor can get like a top 10 finish in this race and somebody like Marty Johnson, Stuart Gratton, or Cookie Helms fall back, then Bonsignor is good to go. But the problem is all those guys he's battling with in the points are all running up front in this one. Matt Tuck out front in the 98. He's trying to go 2 in a row here on Napa Fan. Ooh, we're going a little close there. Marty Johnson, if one of these guys crashes, if Marty Johnson, Stuart Gratton, if one of those guys crashes, then, and Bonsignor is able to stay out on the racetrack, it's whoever crashes that's going to get eliminated. And Bonsignor is going to get in. Like I said, Landon Napa is a little too far behind to really get anything done. It's still possible for him to make it on, but with these chase drivers running up front like they are, he has no chance at doing it, only unless he wins the race. Fitzwater to the inside of Matt Tuck. They've been side by side for quite a while here. These trucks can race side by side pretty well here at Phoenix. And we get some pretty good racing. I think Fitzwater is going to be able to clear the 98 for the lead, though. And it looks like I'm wrong because Matt Tuck's getting a run on the outside. And we're going to remain side by side for the lead here at Phoenix in the Circle K150. Tuck's going to lead that lap. Kind of hard for these guys to get the inside lane to work. The outside lane seems to be working very well, but the inside lane seems to be working just as good. These guys are coming close to crashing here. You see Sam Edio getting into Tristan Walker. Fitzwater will finally clear Matt Tuck. Marty Johnson to the inside. He's moving his way up. Marty Johnson and Stuart Gratton, the way they're running right now, they're good to go. Bonsignor stuck on the outside here. Cookie Helms, you do not want to get stuck on the outside. Even though you can get a good run off the corner, you're still not getting anywhere if you're on the outside here, but you can move your way up on the inside lane. Marty Johnson's going to get around Matt Tuck, or at least try to here in the number 4 machine, but it's the Talladega winner, our last winner here in the Napa Truck Series, leading the field. He's going to win the race back to the line over Marty Johnson. We had a crash. It looks like John Arndt and Ryan Madden were involved in it. Make sure these guys figure it all out on the cool-down laps. Sometimes they can't really do that right. But I think they're going slow. No! Cookie Helms around in the 29. If there's any damage on that 29, that is bad news. The problem here, if Bonsignor gets a top 10, Marty Johnson, Stuart Gratton, and Cookie Helms cannot risk falling back. They just can't, because Bonsignor, I mean, he's doing a decent job in this race. 15th right now is pretty decent. I think Cookie Helms is going to be okay damage-wise, and so far he is ahead of Bonsignor in the points. Try to find Landon Napa. Napa's deep in the field. He's not going to be able to crawl out of that hole he's in where he is on the racetrack right now. Jack Porkins in the number 6. He has a slight chance of not making it on, but pretty much he's good to go. It's going to take a lot for Jack Porkins not to make it. Now, if he crashes and finishes last, then we might have to worry about him missing the final 4, but I'm pretty sure that number 6 is going to make it on. Anyways, let's go ahead and see what happened to bring up the caution here in the Circle K150 at Phoenix. This is what happened here on lap 7 of 23. They were coming off at turn number 2, the infamous turn number 2 here at Phoenix. And Ryan Madden on the outside of John Arndt. There's just nowhere to go for those guys. Abe Troxel gets into the 05. Madden kind of slides around there. But it was a relatively minor crash there, which is a good thing. It happened deep in the field. If that were to happen in the front of the field, that would have been much bigger. But since it happened in the back of the field, John Arndt with minimal damage in the 05. Everybody's going to be okay from this one. I just noticed that Tyler Selzman is 7 laps down. Not entirely sure what happened to him, but he might have had a problem on the first lap of the race. Let's go ahead, replay it in real time, and then we'll get to the restart here in the Circle K150. Going to go a little farther back for this one, and you can obviously tell why this didn't work. 4 wide at Phoenix. That's Jesse Turner and Cameron Garlington to the inside of these guys, and they just did not give John Arndt enough room. John Arndt was eliminated in the first round of the chase here in the Napa Truck Series. And he gets spun around here in the next to last race of the season here at Phoenix. Let's get to the restart here in the Circle K150. It is Zachary Fitzwater who leads the field here at Phoenix. Back here at the Phoenix International Raceway in the last race in the round of 6 here in the Napa Truck Series. After this, we will be down to 4 drivers, and those 4 drivers will battle for a championship on Friday at Homestead. But first we got to determine those 4 drivers. One of them might be Marty Johnson. He's running second, but it's Zachary Fitzwater leading the field. Got Matt Tuck in third, Nicholas Sam Edio running in 4th. Stuart Gratton, another chase driver with a great top 5 run going for him right now. He's 5th place, and that's about as far as I can go before we get to the restart here in the Circle K150. Now Alex Bonsignor might have had a problem, and he is 1 lap down in the 33. Something amiss on Alex Bonsignor. And that's going to do it for him. He's done. I don't know what happened, but Bonsignor blowing up in the number 33. That is an extremely tough break for the chase driver there. He's not going to make it onto the Final Four, so it's basically set now. Napa's too far behind to do anything. One of them is suspended, and one of them's out of the race. It's going to be Marty Johnson, Stuart Gratton, Cookie Helms, and Jack Porkins for the Final Four in the Napa Truck Series Season number 3 finale. Because Napa, let's try to see where he is. He is deep in the field. He's not going to get anything done. He's way too far back to get anywhere. Jack Porkins has enough points heading into this race to be okay. It's done! Oh, and it's done for Sam Edio and Matt Tuck. Thor Sport teammates getting into each other there. Elijah Gordon and Tristan Walker going around. And they're piling up even more. Walker is done in the 23. Sam Edio involved as well. Matt Tuck, Ryan Madden. That did not work out for a lot of guys there. That's a tough break for those guys. Those Thor Sport guys have not had a great season at all. Marty Johnson wins the race back to the line. I think this race is going to be between Johnson and Fitzwater. So we are going to have a double winner most likely in this one. Now Trey Bartow's behind here. He could steal it. You got Gratton running 5th. He's good to go. Didn't have any chase drivers involved in that one. That's a tough break for those Thor Sport guys because they were both involved in that one. Matt Tuck with a lot of front-end damage. It was 98 there. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring up the second caution here in the Circle K 150. And it's the same style of crash as the first one. Matt Tuck on the outside of Nicholas Sam Edio. And you see right there the 13 and the 23 kind of getting into each other there. But this happened in the front of the pack. And while most of these guys did in fact avoid this, Elijah Gordon kind of got into the 23 here. And Tristan Walker's going to take a hard hit here in the 23 eventually. But you see Elijah Gordon, he's just pushing that 23 at this point. Almenhart avoids it. Cookie Helms, a chase driver there, avoids it in the 29. See, Porkins avoids it. Then Matt Tuck comes in and smacks right into the 23. But other than that, I think these guys did a good job here. I think Nicholas Gratton got into the 98 a little bit. But other than that, I mean, considering that happened in the front of the pack, that was a very, very good job by those guys. Landon Napa here in the 10s going into turn number 3 in a bad angle. They're 4 wide, but I think they fanned this all out. But Napa's just way too far behind. I mean, some freak, occurrence could happen and he could win, but I seriously doubt it that it's going to happen for this number 10. Tough break for those guys involved in that one. Let's replay it in real time, then we'll get to the restart here, which will probably be the final restart here in the Circle K 150. And Nicholas Sam Edio has not been having a good season at all here in the Napa Truck Series. He goes around there, and then Tristan Walker. Yeah, you get the gist of what happened. Race back to the line. Wasn't really much of a contest because Marty Johnson was single file for the lead. He wins the race back to the line. Fitzwater is going to be second. Trey Bartow. Cody Smart is up to 4th place. And Stuart Gratton rounds out the top 5. Let's go ahead and see who gets this win here at Phoenix. Let's get to the restart in the Circle K 150. Back here at the Phoenix International Raceway for the next to last race in season number 3 of the Napa Truck Series, the Circle K 150. And we pretty much know the 4 drivers who will be in the Final Four at Homestead. It's probably going to be, most likely, 99% sure that it's going to be Marty Johnson, Stuart Gratton, Jack Porkins, and Cookie Helms who will battle for a championship at Homestead on Friday. But we got to determine who's going to win this race. A lot of guys back in here like Trey Bartow, Cody Smart, they want to get a win here in the Napa Truck Series. And Fitzwater, he wants to go back-to-back. Let's see what happens in these final 5 laps in the Circle K 150. It's chase driver Marty Johnson out front in the number 4, drifting up the racetrack a little bit. Fitzwater's going to get a run to the inside. A 78. He's been up front most of this race, so has the 4. Marty Johnson started on the pole for this one. Here comes Cody Smart in the number 2 to the inside of Marty Johnson. Not going to be able to do it quite yet. I did say that those ThorSport guys weren't having a good day, but you got the other 2 ThorSport trucks up here, Trey Bartow and Henry Charleston. There goes the 41 to the inside of Marty Johnson. Will Bartow be able to get around them? Not quite yet. Fitzwater's kind of on the outside here. That's good news for Bartow. He might get to the inside of the 78. Fitzwater's going to clear the 41, and Fitzwater's going to clear the 4. And it's Zachary Fitzwater who's out front on lap 20 of 23. It's 3 to go here at Phoenix. Johnson trying to get the run on the outside of Bartow and Smart. And he's going to file right behind the 78. Bartow stuck on the outside here. You got the 13 of Henry Charleston to the inside of Stuart Grattan. Marty Johnson looking to the inside of Zachary Fitzwater. Fitzwater drifts up a little bit, and it's a side-by-side battle with 2 laps to go. Johnson leads that lap here at Phoenix. Fitzwater trying to get the run on the outside. Johnson on the inside. Oh no, they almost got into each other there. Cody Smart's back in here looking to strike in that part-time number 2. Marty Johnson clears Zachary Fitzwater for the lead, and here comes Cody Smart for second. It's going to be the white flag, and it's going to go to Marty Johnson in the number 4. 1 to go in the Circle K 150. Marty Johnson looking to gain a lot of momentum heading into the final race of the season. He's going to be one of those final 4 drivers, and he wants to get this win. So he has that momentum heading into Homestead. Cody Smart's going to try to get to the inside of him, though, and there he goes. We're going to have a side-by-side battle at the line. Cody Smart, Marty Johnson, give it to Marty. He gets it done in the Circle K 150 here at Phoenix. Marty Johnson is second win of the season. He is going to be a Final 4 driver along with the 19 of Stuart Grattan. The number 29 there of Cookie Helms, he finishes 10th. And the number 6 of Jack Porkins, even though he was kind of deep in the field for this one, he's going to have enough points to advance on and battle for a championship on Friday. It's Marty Johnson who gets it done here at the Phoenix International Raceway. And like I said, it's Johnson, Grattan, Helms, and Porkins who are going to be the 4 drivers battling for a championship at Homestead on Friday. Landon Napa just was too far back to get anything done, and he couldn't do it in the number 10, unfortunately, but that's just the way it is sometimes. Landon Napa was the first 2-time winner this season, but we got ourselves another one here in Marty Johnson. Driving the number 4, gets his second win of the season. He won at Kentucky to clinch his spot into the chase, and he wins here at Phoenix to technically clinch his spot into the Final 4 here in the Napa Truck Series. But anyways, congratulations to Marty Johnson for getting the win. I would normally go ahead and just, tell you guys who's going to be in, but we already know the Final 4. It is 100% definite. It is going to be Jack Porkins, Cookie Helms, Marty Johnson, and Stuart Grattan. Those are going to be the 4 guys who make it in, because Bonsignor had his problem. Landon Napa was too far behind in the points to begin with, and he's not going to be able to surpass anybody anyway. So it will be those 4 drivers. So I'm not going to go ahead and show you guys. I'm not going to go ahead and tell you guys. I'm not going to go do my, okay, here's what happened, to show you, talk about it. I'm just going to give you the points and the music, and that's it, because we already know it. There's no need to go in and waste 5 minutes of my life telling you about that, because you already know. It's Marty Johnson, it's Stuart Grattan, it's Cookie Helms, and Jack Porkins, the 4 guys who will battle for a championship at the Homestead Miami Speedway on Friday. I've said that enough. Congratulations to Marty Johnson for getting it done here at Phoenix. Here are the point standings. Don't really mean that much, but hey, the point standings in the Napa Truck Series right after this. This race is a little bit odd for my announcing. I apologize for that, but hey, that's fine. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Here are the points for the Napa Truck Series, and I will see you guys later.